My name is Konstantin Kirsch. You see here my bees, and this movie is going about Minuto time watchers. The bees helped me to develop this Minuto system because I recognize that they live together as a big community and they don't use money at all, and it works. The Minuto project is based on self-empowerment. The first thing you do is to take a paper and you write in there your name, address, and what you present the world, what you want to do for others. This one paper is for 1 minuto, 5 minutos, 15, 30, 60 and 120 minutos. And we say, for example, 60 minutos is the voucher for 60 minutes quality work. Hello, I want to explain how to produce these minutos. I explain it in a simple situation. It's just reality. My personal car has a problem. If I drive, I hear a noise and I think I had to let it repair. I can't repair it by myself. And I don't have enough governmental money at the moment. So what to do? What I can present, the mechanics, it's my thing. I'm a beekeeper, I can present some honey. It's my value, what I have as a product. I will ask him, but I don't know, because I think his brother has also bees. We will ask. And I will take with me some self-made minutos. It's like a self-made money. I show you, this is the paper. The form to print out. So this is a place where the stamp from me, from the service provider or the issue of the washer. And there comes a stamp, a date and a signature. And here I have the place for the year. This will be valid, for example, until 2017. And there is a place for the country and the postal code. And on here we have a place for the female surety with stamp, date and signature, and a male surety with stamp, date and signature. And with this I will go to the mechanics, and I think I can pay the repair for my car with this self-made paper. Because the special value of this thing is that he can use it for other things what he wants to buy. This thing is like a contract. I sign with my stamp with date and signature. It said 60 minutos, is a voucher for goods or services worth 60 minutes of quality work. So if I sign this contract and I pay my mechanic, then he has this contract and he or others can come back to me and get something, goods or work, from me, and then this contract, or also to say this debt, is then zero, quit, and the circle is gone. If direct exchange would help, he can repair my car and I give him honey, for example, then we don't need this. Then it's a direct exchange. At the same time, working, it's fine. But this is only very seldom working. If you have something like this, it's in a way self-made cash. Then he can store this value and later, coming back to me, or later coming to somebody else, it can make a big circle. And once a time, it will come back to me, and then all people can make exchange. And we don't need a control from any body of government. We make it by ourselves. This is a way of self-empowerment.
Hello.
We follow a real Minuto voucher on its way to prove its credibility. These shots are not fabricated. They reflect an honest and realistic journey of a 30-minute voucher.
Ich habe hier Honig. Würdest du auch Honig annehmen?
Nee, ich habe selber Honig.
we show real people in real situations.
30 Minuten.
The mechanic repairs a car, but says no to direct exchange with another product, such as my self-made honey. That's alright, because the Minutos are quite fine for further use. In this way, he would accept Minutos as an alternative means of payment. His favorite use of Minutos is to pay the horse riding for his children.
So, wunderbar. Das hat gut geklappt.
Was kostet?
Das gibt jetzt 30 Minutos.
Okay, habe ich hier.
Hast du passend?
Ich habe es passend. Jawohl. Bitte schön.
Wunderbar. Dankeschön.
Nichts zu danken. Bis demnächst.
Bis nächstes Mal.
Tschüss.
Tschüss.
The horse teacher uses Minutos to pay the rent at the farm owner.
Heute auch bezahlen. Ist ja wieder Anfang des Monats. Ja, wie geht's? Gut. Ja, Minutos ist recht.
Haben wir schon mal gemacht.
Das hier 30 Minutos.
Ja, gut.
Ja. Wunderbar. Prima. Gut.
Ich muss mal
Dann
wieder
bis
los.
dann.
Ne?
Jo.
So, guten Appetit.
She gets a beautiful meal at an organic restaurant. In this example, the 30 Minuto voucher is a bit too small for the meal. So the voucher is being added with €5.
Das geht jetzt
Super.
so nicht.
Kein Thema, können wir machen. Alles
Keinen
klar.
kleinen.
Komm gut ein.
Jo, tschüss.
The restaurant by itself orders coconut oil for the kitchen and uses Minutos to pay for.
Viola. Na, schön Kokosfilz.
Kommt frisch ab.
Prima, warte. 30, ne? Wie immer. Alles klar. Vielen Dank. Na, da wird sich der Jörg freuen. Prima.
Bis dann.
Mach's gut.
Wo ich die bestelle. Also ich habe die nicht vorrätig, weil da gibt es so zig verschiedene Modelle und das macht.
Ja, ist auch sehr angenehm.
The journey of the 30 Minutos goes on to a hairdresser, pays garden work, and a physiotherapist.
Was kriegst denn du von mir?
Ja, 30 Minuten.
30 Minutos? Das ist ja.
Dankeschön.
Ja,
Gut, dann werde ich weitergehen.
dann danke
Vielen Dank.
ich dir und bis zum nächsten Auftrag.
Wie hast du denn das wieder hingekriegt? Ja, bei der Arbeit. Ja. Leg dich am besten hin mit dem Kopf nach oben. Zuerst beruhige ich mal, dann bin ich dann. Erstmal, ich mache das alleine. Brauchst dich nicht mehr anstrengen. Okay, gut. Dann bedanke ich mich für die Minutos. Vielen Dank für die Behandlung. Dankeschön für die Wertschätzung. Alles Gute. Tschüss. Alles Gute. Dankeschön. Denke ich, dass er auch der Petra gut gefallen. Die würde ich nehmen wollen. Gut. Ziemlich weit gereisten Schein. Schau mal, wo der schon hergegangen.
Oh, das ist interessant. Wir sind jetzt in Dortmund. Und der in die Kasse, der weit gereist hat, und sind wir weiter gereist. Geht's hier mit rein?
Jo, ich denke, das passt ganz gut.
Hallo Konstantin, hier ist Sibylle von der Töpferei. Ich wollte fragen, ob du mir mal 2 Gläser Honig vorbeibringen kannst.
Es hat doch gepasst, dass ich gerade heute hier war. Ja.
Finally, the voucher comes to a pottery. As the owner got honey from the issuer of voucher, the circle of exchanges is closed.
Ey, das ist ja einer, den ich selber herausgestellt habe.
So geht alles
Super,
seine Runden.
ist
Ja.
aber wieder bei mir.
Ja.
Danke, tschüss. You may be wondering what this is, producing, printing money as much as you want. It's new, but it's simple. It's really simple. In fact, you can produce hundreds and thousands of these papers, but they don't help you nothing. If you are alone and you have no community with people who trust you, then you have only a big amount of paper. Nothing on value for you. The value of these papers, of these contracts, only starts if they run around, if they flow like water. If you can't start them flow around for businesses, then there's no value on it. If you have one single person who trusts you, who say, I give you product or work, and as payment I accept these self-made contracts, these vouchers, then you feel the trust from this person, and he gives you something, gets a paper. Okay, self-made contract, a single paper. But he knows if he will come to you whenever, the same day, next day, maybe next year, and asking, I need something from you, please help me, and you signed me that you will help if a person shows up with this contract, with this paper, with this Minuto, then he knows, he trusts, he knows you because he's a friend or a friend of a friend, then he knows you will work, you will give a product. If there is no trust in a system, it will not work. And this self-made thing is based on trust on people you know personally, direct in your neighborhood, and this will still go on. Independent what is going out on the big business, on the big world, global market, you don't care. It's just you only need paper, you need a stamp, you need a pencil, and scissors. Okay, you had to cut it. And then you can run business with your neighborhood. Totally simple. You don't need banks, you don't need computer, you don't need internet. You only need the first thing to have this as a copy. Totally simple, you can make it by yourself. That's the empowerment. As you feel that there are trust from others, that they take your contracts. The Minuto is a system that helps people interact with have trust to each other. So in a way it's simple, because a life without trust between the people is not simple at all. It's like hell on earth. So if you live in a situation nobody trusts you and you can't trust anybody, maybe first think to change your environment and your interaction with the people around before changing the money. So money is not all, but money is a thing which is also important in the world. And self-made is better than something you have no control at all. So self-empowerment is fine. I think try it.
So you have obviously a lot of background of many money systems.
Yes, yes.
Now, for example, we introducing the Minuto.
Yes.
Now you have a good awareness of the system,
right.
its abilities.
Yeah, I translated the description of the Minuto, which Konstantin Kirsch did in German, into English, because I thought it was such an important model that needed to be known to the rest of the world, because it is, I think it is one of the very simple ways to start a money system. And the advantage of the Minuto, compared, for instance, to the time bank, is that it doesn't need a central agency management. And with the Minuto, I think that it is simpler because it is just a set of rules which you can download from the internet, including the creation of the Minuto itself, and you just copy it and you sign it. And in Germany it's called Inhaberschuldverschreibung. I forget the English expression for that, but basically it's it's totally legal. And I think it's a wonderful way to start, which I think one day we will all do what we are best at, and we will get what we need. But until we reach that point in human development, I think we need a few learning steps in between. And the Minuto and the regional currencies and the health and education currencies, all these models are a way to make people more aware of what money is all about and how it can be used in different ways than the money is used today. And the Minuto is designed for, I think, for groups in the beginning who trust each other, people who know each other and who will accept my money, because everybody becomes their own central bank. So it's a totally different design of a money system. And I think it's all a matter of getting used to something, you know. Like we got used to the fact that money was not covered by gold since 1972. And it went on, you know, money was used as if it was backed by gold, as it was before.
And in recent years, often transition initiatives or people who are inspired by the transition model are also very inspired by Konstantin's Minuto as one form of a complementary currency scheme. And what sets it a little bit apart from other schemes is that it's sort of self-created. You create your own part of the currency. So it is not like there's a central system where you would register all your notes, or where you would have like a system where the value of your complementary currency pound decreases every month by 1%, which, you know, there are systems like that. No, it's a system where you need just a piece of paper and a pen, and you yourself, when you want to become part of a Minuto system, create what you potentially can offer to others. So this system is very self-empowering. It forces people in a good way to ask themselves first, what can I offer? And that is often very revealing to people, because unfortunately many people think I don't have much to offer, which is very sad, because everyone has something or many things to offer. So in the Minuto you can bring that into sort of this system if you like. And the reason why it often works quite well in transition initiatives or similar initiatives is that in order for it to work really well, a lot of trust is required amongst the participants. And often in transition groups or similar groups, a lot of trust has already been built or was there right from the beginning. So that is sort of an ideal test bed or breeding ground for a scheme like the Minuto.
We made a forum in the spring of this year, and we introduced Minuto to a public. And now We Are Change Switzerland, for example, tries to bring the Minuto into the network of We Are Change Switzerland, because in Switzerland we live on a very high level of comfort. I would say we are probably one of the richest countries in the world, and people. The normal society is still completely fixed on normal money system. There is a money crisis, a money system crisis, and people start getting afraid of what shall I do with my money. And we have a lot of rich people we have a lot of welfare in Switzerland, and people have not the problem that they don't have money, they have the problem that they have money and they don't know what to do now within this money system crisis. And so now is the moment they are still fixed on the money, on the national money, but they look out for what can they do with it. We come to the point where richness counted in money will come to a point that it is no longer of a value. What can I do with money, with colored paper, or with numbers in a computer system, if nobody is interested anymore in it? I can do nothing. And if people understand that this is nothing but colored paper or numbers in a computer system, then they perhaps start realizing again that it is nothing but a tool, and that actually this tool gave us for a long time a comfortable possibility to exchange products, for example, but that actually could also exchange products without this tool.
My name is John Croft. I come from Perth, Western Australia. And I remember it was probably about 18 months ago, I met Konstantin Kirsch, the founder of the Minuto, at Siebenlinden, an eco-village. He was talking about it and illustrating how it went and the way in which the effectiveness of the Minuto is exactly the same as the effectiveness of the LET system, but without the impediment of a central recording agency. It didn't all go through a central point. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the way in which money works is that money is something that is created. And in our conventional system, money is created through loans, through banks. Money at the same time as that is a measure of value. And as a measure of value, it reflects the values of the people who create it. Now, banks' values are not my values. Banks' values are to make as much money as they can for themselves and their shareholders as quickly as possible. My values are not concerned about making money for shareholders. My values are about how do we build a sustainable planet. And so, because the money that banks create is to make profits for bank shareholders, what happens is, here is my money, the money that I'm using, not reflecting my values, but reflecting the values of another agency that I don't necessarily agree with. What the LET system did, and what the Minuto does, is that they created the money at the point of sale. And this is really interesting, because the money gets created at the moment the transaction occurs. It does not exist before that moment. And because of that, I become the person who's issuing the money, not the bank, or not someone else. And so as a result, my money can be used to reflect my values, not your values, not someone else's values, not the values of the bank shareholder. What money really represents in this way, or what money should really represent, is the soul's energy. Those things that you really value should be the things that you can use money for. Those things that you don't value, you shouldn't be using money for. And if money carries the soul's energy, then what we can do is take care of our soul by having a money system like the Minuto that reflects the values of the people who are using it and not someone else. So that's the advantage of the Minuto. Now, like Margaret, each money system operates according to different principles. Each money system has different consequences. What the Minuto enables, and a lot of the community currency systems to do, is to enable underutilized resources in the community to be used. For example, if 10% of the population is unemployed, there's a huge reserve pool of labour in the community that's just going to waste. And the Minuto, like other community currencies, can help to leverage that underutilised resource of skilled labour in the community. The interesting thing about the Minuto is that because it actually builds trust in the system, and because it's a cooperative economy, not a competitive economy, the Minuto has the effect of actually increasing the quality of communication between people. Because you want to know that my Minuto is right and that what I'm going to use it for, and all of this sort of information gets passed between the people who are trading. Now, because of this, the Minuto becomes community building, not community destroying. That's really important. And community currencies rebuild the trust in the community. And when you've got trust in the community, you don't need to record the transactions. What we showed with this was that this is the way in which we can rebuild a gift economy. It's one of the secrets to organise projects like the Minuto is it rebuilds trust where trust has been damaged. And we need to rebuild trust more than almost anything else in the world, because it's the communities that are based on distrust, that are violent, that have high crime rates, that are basically unsustainable. It's the communities where people trust each other, that support each other, that build a sense of community, and that's the most important job we can do at the moment, is building community. So that's another advantage that the Minuto makes, is it's a really valuable tool to rebuilding communities that have been damaged by hundreds of years of the normal monetary system.
Okay, now we produce Minutos. I write in here, valid until end of year 2017. It's Germany, the postal code is 36214, that's my postal code. And here's the place from my stamp. There it's called Service Provider, Issuer of Voucher. Okay. What is for date? 26, I think?
It is 26, yes.
26 July 2012, that's actual our date today, and my signature. Okay, so you are the female searcher. Take your stamp.
And a beautiful female as well.
Yeah, put it in here, 30, and then write the date and your signature. And you are the male. Take the other stamp. That's yours one.
And we put it here, and we put it
yes,
there.
thank you. And then the date, 26, we have today, and the signature. So, thank you that you trust me. Thank you that you trust me. And when you want to produce Minutos for you, I will stamp and sign
as my guarantee.
As guarantee and security. Exactly. So one is missing.
Yes.
We had to cut.
Yes.
I like to use this one.
Yes.
So I just put it through here and cutting like this. These are 30 Minutos freshly made, self-made, for self-empowerment, community support.